Hello, everybody. We're getting ready for theory class. So go ahead and pull up a chair. If you have not subscribed yet, please do that and share. And we are going to learn all about theory today. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to wait a couple seconds for some more people to join in. I've got some really fun stuff planned for today. But let's do some clapbacks while we're waiting for more of our friends, okay? That was long, wasn't it? Let me do it again. Great, great. Excellent.
Um,
Let's see. Okay, I think we've got just about everybody who's going to join, but let's do a couple of more clapbacks. Okay. If you weren't watching, you didn't know what that was. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay. I have my cards right here. Grab them real quick. Okay, I want to go over some of the big cards today, and I do want you to clap. Okay, so if you can say them and clap at the same time, that would be great. So for this, rest, rest, remember that the 4-beat rest is so full, it's hanging off the line. If it was a 2-beat rest, it would look like this. Okay, so let's talk about this note. Who knows how many beats this note gets? Anybody? Is it 1?
three.
3. That's it. You are correct. 3. It gets 3 beats. If it didn't have this dot, how many beats would it get?
One.
Not 1. If it was colored in, it would get
Two.
2. So if it was colored in, let me find one that's, I can't find one that's colored in right now, but if it was colored in, it would get 1. Okay, so let's start with our 3-beater. And remember, when you clap a 3-beater, 3 E E, or 1 hold 2 hold 3. Okay? Here we go. Ready, go. 3 E E, jello, jello. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. We're having a rest fest today. A rest fest. That's funny. How many beats does this rest get? Does anybody know? 12?
One.
1. That is correct. 1. I was say 20? Nah, just 1. Ready, go. So it's really important that we all stay together, right? So if I'm going rest, 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 and you go, you don't win if you finish first. It's not a race. Think about the orchestra. If everybody raced to finish, nobody would be playing together, would they? So that's why we're practicing a steady beat so that we're all together at the same time. I know as pianists, we're used to doing things all by ourselves. But believe it or not, people make music together. Oh, Huckleberry, 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 Huckleberry. And those would be clapped. Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry. I like this one. Gooseberry, 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 gooseberry. And you would clap that to go right along with it. So let's do that one more time. Gooseberry, 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 gooseberry. Okay, let's find some more good ones. Ooh, these are good ones. Got lots of good ones. Okay, we were talking about a two beat or a half note. Here we go. Two, ooh, two, ooh, two, ooh. Remember when you clap that? Two, ooh, two, ooh, two, ooh. When you play that, one, hold, two, ooh. You sing it. Loo, loo, loo. Okay, so whatever instrument it is, whether you're playing it, singing it, it's the same. Okay. Now we added a two beat rest in there. Here we go. Two, ooh, rest, rest, two, ooh. So you would be two, ooh, rest, rest, two, ooh. Okay? All right. Purple, jello, jello, blue, jello, blue. Purple, jello, jello, blue, jello, blue. Okay. I like this one too. This is my favorite. Rest, celery, rest, celery, rest, celery, rest, celery, rest, celery. So that one's pretty fast. Rest, celery, rest, celery, rest, celery, rest, celery. Okay? All right. So I would like to go over some ear training, but also some sight training. We're going to do this kind of all at the same time. So what I'm going to do is flip my camera over so you can see what's happening here. Because I want you to see what it looks like on with notes. And then I want you to see what it looks like. Okay. So this is C, middle C, and D. So here I'm going to play middle C and D. Okay? You see where that is? Middle C and D. Middle C and D. Now, listen to what that sounds like. Listen again, please. Okay, now this time, and that's called a second. This time we're going to do a third. And this time we're going to do C, middle C, and E. Notice that this is a line note and this is a line note. D was the space note in between. Okay? So from here to here, it's a third. It's also a skip because we're skipping that D. So 1, 2, that's a second. 1, 3, that's a third. So let's look at what that looks like on the piano. And listen to what it sounds like, please. And now look at what a third looks like. We're skipping this D. Listen to the second again. You see how close it is? These two white notes are right next to each other. 1, 2. That's a second. Now, 1, 2, 3. That's a third. Because we're further apart, we skipped one note. 1, 2, 3. That's a third. I could go up one more, and that's a fourth. I could go up one more and that's a fifth, but we're not going to do that today. But if you start on 1, you can figure out what the name of the interval is. 1, 2. That's a second. Hear how that sounds crunchy? 1, 3. That's a third. Hear how that sounds a bit further away? Do, re, do, mi, do, mi, mi, do, re, do. Okay, now I'm going to flip this back over. Does everybody understand what I was just doing? That we were just listening to what a second and a third sounds like, and we were looking at what a second and a third sounds like. In your voice, you cannot sing those 2 notes together unless you do throat singing, which I don't do, and I it's kind of weird. But you don't sing 2 notes together. You sing them one after another. Not many instruments do 2 notes at the same time. Not a lot. Definitely not chords, but the piano does. So that's why we use that to train our ears. So when I do it, you tell me if you think it's a second or a third. You can either shout it out, but give everybody a chance. Wait till I say go, or you can just put it in the chat. Okay. If you don't feel like shouting it out, that's perfectly fine. So give us a second. I'm going to play it one more time. Let everybody listen. Let everybody listen once more. Okay. You can say it now if you think you know it.
Third.
Yay! It's a third. Woohoo! Okay. Let's listen again.
Snacky boo. Snacky boo.
It may be this. You don't know what's going to be next. Okay, here we go. Let me play it 2 times. Okay, what do you think that one is? A second or a third? You can shout it out if you know it. Did I trick you? It's a third.
Third. Adam says weird stuff.
I tricked y'all, didn't I? I think I kind of tricked you. Okay, let's do one more. Do a couple more. Let me play it one more time. I knew you would get it that fast. That's a second. That's right.
Stop it.
Now I'm going to move my hand around the piano a bit. Okay, I'm not going to stay in the same spot. I'm going to make it a little bit trickier.
Adam just stop.
What do you think that one is? What do you think? It's a second. Okay, here we go again. You can put it in the chat. You don't have to shout it out. What do you think it is, friends?
Third.
Correct. It is a third. Okay, here we go. Next one. Oh, that was not fair.
Third.
Yes,
4, 5,
that's
6,
a
7,
third.
8, 9, 10.
It's a third. You are correct. Okay, here we go.
Sounds like a 10.
Not a 10. The second. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. I have another event. I say event like everything's an event for us. Okay. So I'm going to flip this over. Well, let's go over. I should go over. Let me go over the bass clef with you again before we do this, because we're going to do the bass clef today. So, G, B, D, F, A, bass clef, we will say all day. Those are the bass clef lines. So if you remember, this is the bass clef, F clef, because the big ball is on the F line. This is the F line. G, B, D, F, A. G, B, D. You can't read that B. That B doesn't even look like a B. I was watching my writing. My writing is getting worse and worse. G, B. So those are your lines. G, B, D, F, A. Bass clef, we will say all day. Let's say that again. Ready, go. G, B, D, F, A. Bass clef, we will say all day. Let's do it again. G, B, D, F, A. Bass clef, we will say all day. Okay, now let's go to the spaces. The spaces spell out the word ace with the G on top. A, C, E, G. You got aced. A, C, E, G. Those are the spaces. Aced. Now, this is not a test. I'm not trying to test anyone to see. Let me see if you can see this. I'm going to flip my camera over because, again, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm testing you, because I'm not. I just want us to, oh, good, you can see that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I want you to put the name of the word in okay? Now, you can look at the bass clef for a reference, but this I want you to spell out. This letter, and this letter. And write it in the chat or figure it out, but give everybody a few seconds to get it, okay? You can use this as a reference. G, B, D, F, A, bass clef, we will play all day. A, C, E, G, spaces that you see. Give you a few more seconds here. Does anybody think they know what this word is? Yeah, that is correct. Dab. D-A-B. Now, I want to try to give you mostly bass clef today, okay, friends? Because I think we need some extra practice on the bass clef. Sorry about all the wires that are shadowing our stuff here. Clara, no. Well, Clara wants to join the party. Come on, Clara, stop that.
Hello, Clara.
Clara, they can't see. Clara. Sorry, guys.
Clara, stop it!
She wanted to get in the party, you know. She likes the bass clef. Clearly, she's a bass clef kitty. Okay, so look at this letter. Look at this letter. And look at this letter. What on earth? Hold on. Okay. I don't know if it's really a word, but it's what a sheep says. It's what the sheep say. What does the sheep say? Does anybody know the answer to that one? Bah. B. B. A. A. Okay. Yeah, that was right. That was right. I saw that. Yes, I did. I saw your answer, and that was correct. Okay. I'm going to give you a longer one. Longer doesn't mean harder. It just means that it's longer. Here we go. Okay. Take your time. Go one letter at a time. Do that letter, and then that letter, and then that letter, and that letter. Don't skip ahead. Just take your time. Okay. Does anybody think they have it? Because I'm really on the edge. That is E, D, G, E. So if you got the first letter, you got the last letter, right? And you could always go one down. This E is one down from F, because bass clef, F clef, that's E. And then D, G, A, C, E, G. And then we know that's E because A, C, E, G. And it's one down from F. Okay. So how about one more bass clef one? I'm going to make it easy. No, I'm going to make it tricky. Let's see. Gosh, I have so many good bass clef ones now. Oh, this is a good one. Now, this one is interesting to me because this is middle C. This line is middle C. And so this is middle C right here. So who knows what this note is right above middle C? Does anybody know? This is middle C. If I go one up from middle C, what is that? Who knows? Who knows what's one up from C in the alphabet? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to. That's close. That's really close. This is middle C, the line, right? So this note is one above middle C. What's one above middle C? So everything was correct except that last letter. Okay, so let me go over it with you. D, E, A, D. Apparently, Clara is determined to join this class. So remember that middle C, this middle C line, right here, right here, right here, one above middle C is D. So it is C and D. So it is dead. There you go. That's right. Absolutely. Okay. Let me just flip this over again. So that wasn't a test. That's just a way for us to really kind of have a little fun and learn this bass clef a little bit better. So G, B, D, F, A, G, B, D, F, A. So say that. I know, Clara de la Lune. G, B, D, F, A. Bass clef we will say all day. A, C, E, G. Spaces you shall see, look, A, C, E, that spells out ace, right? Like the ace of spades or the ace of diamonds or the ace of clubs, right? When you're playing cards, the ace, you spell it A-C-E and G, because that's good. And you have a G on the top space, and you have a G on the bottom line. Same with the treble clef. Treble clef has an F on the bottom space and an F on the top line. So it's really fun to sort of compare and see what's happening here. So I really want everybody to try to work on their bass clef this week. And what were the intervals we worked on? Did we work on twelfths? We worked on seconds, do, re, seconds, and thirds, do, mi. So we worked on do, re, do, mi. Okay, everybody, I will see you at your next class and at your next lesson. I know one of you is going to jump right back on in 5 minutes. So everybody else, I'll see you next time. Have a